Merry Christmas and welcome to Tansson TV Plus. I'm Brandon.
And I'm Mom.
Thank you so much for joining us today. I hope that you're enjoying the holidays.
I am Brandon, and I hope all of you guys are having a very nice holiday season also.
Yes, and we're very excited to kick off today with a classic. And Mom, what are we speaking about here today?
We're going to talk about A Charlie Brown Christmas.
Yes, and so this is the first ever Peanut special. We're very excited to dig into it. And Mom, we can go ahead and tell us about the 1965 classic.
Yes, I'd love to, Brandon. In this particular episode, Charlie Brown is a young man, and he is actually questioning some things about the holidays, and he is asked to be a stage manager for the for the play, for the Christmas play. And so Charlie Brown does take on that task. He is also given the task to find a Christmas tree, and he is not quite happy with how everything goes. However, everything kind of works together at the end.
Well, Mom, thank you so much for that.
You are welcome, Brandon.
Yeah, and as we mentioned, this is truly a television classic and had aired for 56 consecutive years, ending in 2021. And so, Mom, what do you want to discuss about this television special?
Actually, Brandon, I want to talk about what makes this so memorable. We have, of course, I have seen this many, many times. And then I know you've seen this a few times also. And then we actually watched this twice. So we took another second round with Charlie Brown. And then we looked at Charlie Brown's Thanksgiving previously. And so I just want to talk about some of the things that for me made it memorable. I remember watching this actually in school years ago. Um, and so um, and so things just kind of stood out.
Yeah, and so, Mom, what stood out to you?
What stood out to me, of course, is the music. I think everyone would kind of say that they remember the music for Charlie Brown. Just very, very memorable. What did you think about the music, Brandon?
Oh, yes, I personally love the Vince Guaraldi trio and many of the classics. My personal favorite has always been Linus and Lucy, but yeah, I feel like this special in particular is filled with so many of my favorite, Peanuts soundtracks.
Yes, yeah. Like I said, very, very memorable. And I think, and the scenes that kind of go along with it also. I mean, just, at the beginning where they're ice skating and then you hear the music playing there. And then even with Schroeder's playing the music later, the way he does it, everything just kind of stands out. All right. And then, of course, we have, Charlie Brown kind of discovering the true meaning of Christmas. And so I think when Linus kind of gives his monologue toward the middle of the movie, and he's able to kind of talk about what the true meaning of Christmas is, and then kind of also going over his lines at the same time, I think that just kind of stands out. And what were your thoughts about that, Brandon?
Oh, I feel like that's just such a standout to me. I will say, out of the Peanuts franchise, that one scene is probably the most memorable part of the franchise's the animated specials. To me, it just really symbolizes the Christmas season.
Yes, it does. And then we have the Charlie Brown Christmas tree, which you and I own also. And so it's amazing that that tree has actually stood the test of time. And so I thought that's kind of fascinating. I took some time to kind of look at the tree itself and to see how they kind of had it stand. And then I watched as they put the one ornament on. And so I found that really interesting to look at because the tree, of course, that we have, of course, looks exactly like what they did on the movie. All right. And then also we have the dance scenes. I think the dance scenes are just kind of funny. And these are the dance scenes that occur during the play practice itself. So, I mean, that just makes it stand out. And then we also have Schroeder. And when Schroeder's plays Jingle Bells for Lucy, that's just something that's entertaining. If he's playing all this beautiful music, then Lucy remembers the one finger Jingle Bells. And that's what she says she likes out of all the things that he's playing. And then Linus's blanket, of course, because they emphasize that blanket all the way through, but then he does creative things with the blanket. And then at the end, when they all sing Hark the Herald Angels Sing, I really like the way they kind of do the voices and the way they move their mouths. I thought that was really interesting, the way they kind of, let them all sing together. And then what also stands out, this is a short movie, it's just about a half hour or so, but a short movie where there aren't any adults. These are all children or young adults. We're not, their ages aren't quite clarified, but anyway, and so I think it's interesting that they've made this movie without any adults in it. All right, Brandon, those are things that kind of stand out for me as reasons why this is kind of a classic. Brandon, did you have any other reasons why you thought it stood out as a classic?
Well, certainly for those reasons, and to add on to some things that I personally remember as standouts for a Charlie Brown Christmas is Charlie Brown really trying to contemplate, what truly is the meaning of of Christmas, and seeing him as he, not just went through all of the trees, but he specifically selected that one tree, and so hoping it. And yeah, especially when going through all of those aluminum trees, that's what they wanted. And no, he wanted the small wooden real tree. And so definitely that. And even after he leaves the play, just sort of seeing everyone as they follow him and head back. And so, I feel like for so many reasons that this is truly just such a classic. And yeah, and adding to what you're mentioning, the ending with "Hark the Herald Angels Sing," I think really embodies what uh, the special. But I feel like overall, I mean, just the storytelling itself with the music, everything just I think just worked so well in cadence with each other.
Yeah, it sure did. It sure did, Brandon.
And mom, I guess a question for you though is, so out of all of the peanut specials, why do you think this one, stood out? And keep in mind that this one also started off all of these specials. I believe there's about 51 of them now. So yeah,
I think for the same reasons I kind of mentioned. And I think, if anything, it's the music that kind of stands out more than anything because it's so iconic that you hear the music, it's Charlie Brown. And so I think that, and it was very innocent too. And so I think that's just kind of the reasons why it remains a classic for today.
absolutely. And I will note too that having done a little bit of research into this, and I will note that I've done on and off research of Peanuts, especially in regards to their television specials, for about a year or two now. But something I wasn't aware of is that the use of child actors in these specials was actually very uncommon for the time. This is the first sort of major production that used child actors to play children.
Oh, wow. Wow. Do we know any of these child actors?
In terms of us for this one, since this came out in 1965, I do not, but I do know that as the Peanut specials grow and evolve, that different child actors come in to play the characters, and I will say that one of these days we will be speaking about Peanut special that we do know some of the actors.
Okay. Well, I can't wait to do that, Brandon.
And yeah, and to further our discussion just a little bit, so we mentioned, of course, why we believe that this special is memorable. It's not like it just came back for like the 5 year anniversary, the 10 year anniversary. I mean, it truly played every year for 56 years, and now, even though it's not on TV, it's still forever in the Apple TV Plus library.
I think it really has to do with the innocence of it. And then, like I said, with and the fact that it is just a half hour, it's just a quick watch, and that, people of all ages can watch this. And then and this is a movie where people can say they say they watched it and then their children watch it. It's just because it's just memorable in the sense of, like I said, the music and the dancing and the things like that. Um, I just think it's something, and it's shown on TV. It used to be showed on TV on a regular basis, and so as adults, I think it's just something that it was just it was just a show that you just remembered as one of the Christmas classics.
But yeah, it truly is such a classic, and I'm so glad that we have a chance to dive into these Peanut specials. I know this won't be the last one that we do.
Yeah, so am I, Brandon. So am I. And we hope that everyone actually had a wonderful holiday season.
Yeah, I definitely hope that you did enjoy your holiday season.
Yes. All right, everybody. Have a great day.
And we'll see you next time.
All right. Bye bye.